Yeah, so check this out. This is like exactly what I don't know, your first thoughts when you hear these people talk when you're like 4 years old. Um, there's a lot of stuff here. This dude's name is the other Barak because the name Barak is a Hebrew name. So you're not like he's European, African though, right? But yet for some reason he needs to steal land in the Middle East because he claims he's from there too, and he's got to steal the land from the Americans, got to steal the land from the Mexicans, got to steal the land from the Venezuelans, got to steal the land from the Ukrainians, got to steal the land from the Russians, got to steal the land from us, the Abos in Australia, got to steal the. Got to try to steal the land from Chinese. It's a little bit harder, it seems, to do that. Although, because they won't let this in their nation because apparently they're smart enough to understand that religion is just like early CIA spies and stuff like that. So they don't want them in their nation, going around telling them to give all their money and children's genitals and lives for a race that isn't their people and land that isn't their land. Who knows? Who knows where these people really come from? But we can assume they probably come from space because I get told that a lot. There's like so much space. I'm sure it's so real. I mean, they're either purposely not allowing people to go there or it's just like the rest of the stuff they talk about, total lies. I mean, the word Nasha itself is word for deception. And so, what's the purpose of them reporting on Santa Claus and how they work with Santa Claus if it's not all lies? So, anyways, this video it's about Trump says the ugly truth about Islam. So, gather your Christians together. Of course, don't gather your main people. The comments that they've made up here. This is directed towards Christians because the Bible's for them, and then the New Testament and everything else after that is to enslave new people. They've conquered the Satanic Bible, and atheism are ran by the same people as well. So they make sure that their worship is gods all across the board, and you can't either the humans just aren't smart enough to make up their own religion, or the reason why one controls the planet and no one else is allowed to have one is because that would be the point of this stuff. That's the point of racial supremacy, isn't that what they tell us about everyone else? That's the point of racial supremacy, is to kill everyone else and take everything else and enslave them. So yeah, I gotta make sure you worship them as gods, no matter where you're at. But that's basically it's
coming to you live and direct from Israel. Today we have a video of President Donald Trump speaking to CNN about Islam. Stick around till the end for today's Arabic word of the day.
We're not gonna stick around.
Do you think Islam is at war with the West?
I think Islam hates us. There's something there that there's the Trump.
Islam hates them. You know what? Like, they treat the interactions I've had with their people are kind of the same stuff with the rest of Americans I've had, where the Americans seem to be some network bots in this world pushing agenda. I'm sure the reality is they're aliens and they have a hive mind, and like most of the humans are them. So there's no humans left. I'm sure that's real. I think the idea that they're aliens comes from them. So it looks kind of weird, like when they teleport across the map and stuff, magically appear around the corner. I kind of get the idea that sometimes it's just so fast that they're probably not actually in existence. So maybe I'm supposed to play along that they're aliens who enslaved the earth 6,000 years ago, and they started with their pyramid in North Africa, and from there they went forth and colonized the planet. And you see, the odd thing is here, both these groups, are ran by the same people, right? Like, you wouldn't make a new Bible if you were trying to oppose the Bible like the Muslims did and the Satanists did, right? And you also wouldn't fight for the ideals in the Bible if you're a Satanist who opposes, if you're any sort of opposition to these people, because there's really only like 3 reasons that make sense to be in opposition to religion, and one of those is their wars. So we have Anton LaVey, who wrote the Satanic Bible, talking about being a good Christian who would steal guns from USA and send them on over to Israel. And there's no reason to think that's, a lie, because it looks like he had to shave his head, so he didn't look like some, I don't know, I'm not sure, shapeshifters. Do they have that power? Or is the game just inventing, people to fill scenarios and stuff? Clearly, though, you wouldn't invent those things. Like Einstein supports the wars to steal land for the Christians, so that atheists, back that. And it's not even stealing land for the Christians, it's stealing for, the special people. This isn't even like, really a concern of any valid level that they're all, the Christians and Muslims are fighting and killing each other. And that's what you choose to do. You choose to worship these people or whatever they are. Obviously, I think the earth might be low on that resource. But yeah, so you wouldn't do the same stuff someone else does, if you were opposing them, you wouldn't worship them. The first few reiterations of the Bible were telling people to worship the other people, who wrote the original Bible, and no invisible magical person has came to the earth and said, collected money and stuff like that. So that's weird that you would give money to, Joel Osteen and think that God gets it or something. I guess when he buys his Ferraris or something, that tax money must they beam it up to God or something on the Star Trek Enterprise with that fancy pyramid sign there, and Spock knows all about doing and stuff. So, yep. So there is something else going on this planet, and what we can see is there's one group who's controlling and owning everything, and then there's a bunch of other people below them who work for them. And in my experience, getting to see things firsthand, I think generally there probably are those people, or at least related to them. But what most likely is happening, what they taught me themselves, because apparently they have to teach you to release the karma, and that's why when they come to me they have to identify themselves, supposedly. That's the excuse for why people come up to me and will tell me what they're about to do before they do it. That's probably their excuse for why they wrote on the map that they're going to ambush me when they tried to kill me again, like last year, whenever that was. Probably, yeah. I guess it's a new year, isn't it? So, the worst thing isn't that people are worshiping them, and probably are them, and just lying about it. It's that you have if you're a living being, you have these people in your life, and I've seen them standing beside the other people. I mean, they bring me people like they're offerings and something, except for, I kind of get the feeling that they're not actually offering things that are good, because we really have like one or two things we wanted in life if we were ever forced to interact with people, and those things never happened. So I might assume that that's linked to a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of things I can link to this stuff. Like, they send me sterile people. They come to me, and like I said, they kind of like bring me offerings almost and stuff, and it's generally like some filth, and I mean, they kind of don't matter, but what matters is like if they're too stupid to talk. Like, I've got no point of being around someone who's talking about hamburgers 24/7, because that's all they know is and they don't even know about hamburgers. They just know how to say, I need some hamburger, I need the burger. It'd be interesting if they did know something about hamburgers, but I noticed there's this pattern here, where they bring people, and and also patterns where they seem to be directly involved in separating people. So I tested that in 2020, and yeah, when I was dancing with some other people who didn't look like them, they did come in between us. In fact, I was talking to men about this, and they were like on the ball. I mean, they were already over here in position at the table. Obviously, they're already owning everything on the planet. So when I go talk to band members or something about this, and they like interrupt it because they walk out of the DJ booth and interrupt it, they've got an excuse for why they're there. Why Pinocchio is there with the other, with their own brand Pinocchio. So that's like, that seems to be like a bigger issue that I've never really heard discussed. I heard that discussed a couple times when I was younger, and I think I heard it discussed once. There was a group who opposed these people, and they wouldn't like just date any female who came into their life, and then one day they ended up that way. They were being targeted and stuff to force that into their life, and for me, I don't even have a problem with this.